How midlife women are creating income on their terms without burning out. My name is Tracy Montgomery, and I talk about all things menopause, midlife, and all that crap that goes with it. So, welcome back to this little series. So, let's think about where we're at now. We've discussed our morning money minute habit. We've looked at some of the misconceptions that are out there. And now we're going to talk about what we can do about it, what we can start to do about it. We know, I don't know why I took that big deep breath then, don't know what that was all about, but anyway, we know that as we enter midlife, our body and the way we feel about ourselves starts to change. But we have what I'm going to call now this midlife income paradox. So on one hand, us midlife women, we are at our peak professional value. Decades of experience, refined our skills, powerful networks or networking capabilities. And we should have the confidence that comes with navigating those countless professional challenges. However, we've hit that hormonal shit show, that roller coaster, where our physical realities can be compromised, where our thoughts and feelings about ourselves can also be compromised. We have that brain fog, which can affect our performance, that fatigue. If you remember in previous video, I pointed out that 50% of women, looking down at my figures again, say that fatigue, menopausal fatigue, has affected their productivity and their ability to function. So we've got a little bit of a disconnect between midlife women's professional potential and our physical abilities and realities. So conventionally, we've got two options. Push on through, break on through to the other side, as that song says, which can lead to burnout, can lead to an even bigger decrease in your self-confidence and your self-esteem. Or, as 60% of the surveys that I've carried out stated, change career, change direction. So let's think about what we can leverage. Our professional values, but whilst also honouring and aligning with our physical needs. So we need to create a menopause aligned income. We need to work in a structure that gives us that income and gives us that ability to take the time for ourselves at this particular life stage. So let's think about what we want to do. Energy management. Let's think about our energy management as opposed to our time management. So rather than organising our work schedule around fixed hours, organise it around when our energy is more optimised so that we've got those fluctuations, we've got that downtime. Next, value, our experience value. We've got loads of it. I stated we've got the experience, we've got the ability, we've got the skill sets. Let's take advantage of them. And let's try not to keep trading our time for money time. And then let's look for income streams that are more diversified and flexible so we can work around our schedule. Let's not try to keep everything in one income stream, the traditional job. And let's not try to add onto that one job and then another job, because that just sucks our time as well. And that leads to more fatigue. So build complementary revenue channels that can sit, can expand, can contract as needed. So our main one. So let's look at those principles and how we can translate them into specific strategies that can work for midlife women. So expertise, strategy, expertise, monetization. So think about what you're good at. What are you good at? As women, we're good at organizing. We know that. We are good at budgeting, no matter what anybody tells us, because we've got no money hanging around. We have budgeted that household forever. So we can talk about those skill sets. We can utilize those skill sets and we can put them into place when and how we require. So if you've got specialist knowledge from your career, from a life experience, you can package that knowledge into a structured format and then you can sell it. So you have the flexibility. You can sell it when you want. You can do lives when you want. You can put together packages so that you can be working when you need to. Strategy 2, collaborative leverage. So women are quite good at this networking and talking to people and collabs. You create an income by connecting and coordinating with, through, by others, rather than doing it all yourself. So you can utilize this connector income by having or putting together a strong professional network. Because you bring lots of people together, or you're utilizing other people, so you can do summits, you can do networking, you can see the big picture, you can see where you can benefit or where others can benefit. This way, because you're collaborating with others, you can minimize your physical demands. You can minimize being in certain places at certain times if you don't want to be. And it can work really well if you need to work remotely. So if you find that getting to work, travel, a drain, collaborations can be of a benefit. And then strategy 3, your asset-based income. Asset-based income. I can't talk this morning. See, this is menopausal. I can't get the words out. All the wrong words come out. So this is when you create an asset and you sell that asset. That asset has to have value. So it could be a course, it could be traditional, it could be things like stocks, real estate. So it's an asset. You create that asset. You've acquired that asset. You can see the potential in that asset. And that can be aligned with what your expertise is and what your interests are. Now, you don't have to do that on your own either. There are programs out there that you can join where you can acquire stocks, you can acquire properties. Not my personal expertise, although I've leveraged this, and yes, I do have out there some stocks. But I don't buy them. I ask somebody else to help me with that. So this can help with giving you a little bit more in the background, another strategy that goes on to your portfolio. You can invest the time up front to find and utilize the long-term benefits. You can drop in and key into others' expertise, and you can gradually build up your portfolio. So let's think about some of the success factors, the critical success factors within these strategies. So self-knowledge is a non-negotiable. So before restructuring what you're doing, you need to look at yourself, look at your energy patterns. And I know during menopause, they're going to change. I get that. But look at what could be your symptom triggers. Look at the fact that you are more productive in the morning, you're more productive in the evening, how much time you need to reset, what time you've got available to you, and whether you work in set patterns. So do you work on a weekly pattern? Do you work on a daily pattern? Do you work on a monthly pattern? Next, set your boundaries. So if you've got a booking system and you say you close your booking at 5 o'clock, that's your last booking, and somebody's messaging you saying, can you do something at 8 p.m? And you're like, well, maybe. If you let one in, you're going to let more in, and then that drains your energy. So maybe you do one evening, but then you have the next morning off. Those sort of things, those sort of boundaries. And can you add this in? Can you add that in? Set the boundaries. If you don't have your boundaries, they get wishy-washy and then you get drained. And don't forget value. Value-based pricing is essential. You've got to give value to people and you've got to have value from this. If you underprice your products, if they're going to be your products, what's going to happen? It costs just as much to sell something for $10 as it does for 10,000. Think about it. You're going to be pitching to different people, obviously, but just think. Think about where you want to be. And remember that you don't have to produce everything. There are systems out there, there are opportunities out there where you don't have to put everything together. So you need also a transition time that needs to be budgeted for. So moving from one type of income to a different type of income. Now, yes, you can add on. So you can have your traditional income whilst you are transitioning, so long as you allow yourself the budgeted time, the time budget. So think about, do you need health benefits? Can you utilize your career that you've been in? Think about what would happen if your one income stream fails. Think about if you need support, and think about how tech savvy you are and if you could do this on your own. There are different pathways to go to. So creating an income on your terms is about your financial sustainability, your financial freedom. It's about honouring you, your life, and your professional value. So let's think about where this can lead you and what you can gain from all of this. Think about, do you want to do this on your own? Do you want support? What can you bring to the table? And how do you want to bring it to the table? Until next time, my name is Tracy Montgomery. I talk about all things menopause, midlife, and all the crap that goes with it. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.